Somebody's,
Sorry, go ahead, Catherine.
I was going to say, somebody's kid changed their Zoom name to I am the host. And it was the funniest thing I had seen in a long time.
I like that. That's good. All right, everyone, welcome. Happy Friday. Welcome to another end of the week. This is Friday Flow with Ellen. We are going to focus on a lot of stretching today, also some core, and we're going to start in a seated position. Feel free to have your yoga blocks close by, and you don't have to have them, so it's okay if you don't. But if you do, go ahead and grab those. You could also use a blanket, roll that up. I'm sitting on top of one of my yoga blocks. And that just helps to open up the hips a little bit. So if your hips or back are feeling a little tight this morning, then I invite you to sit on top of that block or hold a towel with you. And we'll start by taking a nice inhale, reaching the arms up, big deep breath, and then exhale, taking them down. Inhale up and exhale down. Just a couple of deep breaths to get us going this morning. Nice and easy. Inhale and exhale. Let's do two more. Last one, we're going to interlace our fingers at the top. Take another breath, inhale, reach those arms all the way up, and then exhale to gentle little side bend over to the left. Little side stretch. Inhale, come back up to the center, and exhale now over to the right side. And we'll do it again. Inhale. This time we're going to drop that left arm. Exhale, reaching that right arm over, getting a little more length in this breath. Back up to the center, inhale, and exhale. Now that right arm drops and left arm reaches. We'll do this a couple of times and go at your own pace. Inhale, drop, and reach as you exhale. Spending one or two or maybe three breaths in that side bend up to you. Inhale and exhale. Just sort of taking note of how your body is feeling this morning. We'll do it one more time on each side, and then we're going to come into a slightly different position. Palms in. My last one here. Inhale and exhale. And as you're done with that last one, reach the arms back up, interlace one more time. Inhale. Maybe take that head up. As you exhale, just sort of want you to lift your shoulders one at a time, up and down. And sort of reach those arms a little bit higher to the side, to the ceiling. And then go ahead and release. Pull your elbows down as if you're in a doorway and doing that doorway stretch. Hold those. Hold this for two more breaths. I want you to pull your elbows back a little bit and lift through the chest. And then slowly release those arms back down. So we're going to continue to work into the chest. What I want you to do here is just bring your legs in front of you. I'm going to show you from the side. So if you were on that block, you can remove it, or feel free to stay on it. So we're just sort of in this seated position. You can face whichever way you'd like. You're going to take your hands behind you. We're going to open up through the chest and shoulders. You're going to squeeze your shoulder blades, lift your chest back up towards the ceiling. And if it feels okay, you tilt that chin up and take your head back with it. If it doesn't feel okay, just keep your head neutral. So sort of like a cat-cow, just on our hips with our hands behind us. And again, you're pushing your chest up, squeezing those shoulder blades. We'll take one more breath here. Inhale. On our exhale, just like our cat-cow, you're going to take your hands to your knees and just gently fold forward here. Tucking that chin and allowing that belly button to come in towards the side. And then inhale, take those hands back. You're going to lift now we're just going to do one breath in each position and then exhale. Now you sort of see what we're doing here, and you can now go at your own pace. Maybe you hold for a couple breaths in each position. Just taking this nice and easy. Inhale, lifting the chest. Exhale, just rounding forward. Very similar to a cat-cow. In a slightly different position. We'll do 2 more. Taking your time, inhale and exhale. And the last one, and then you're going to stay in that exhale position, just holding forward slightly. So we're going to hang out here. Feel free to get a little bit lower. Maybe use your arms to push those knees out a little bit. It's just a gentle forward hold in a seated position. Hanging out here for a couple breaths, maybe reaching for a block, whatever you'd like. We'll stay here. I like to just sort of hold on to my ankles here a little bit. Relax the head. We'll hang out here for 2 more breaths. What should I ask? Alexa, off.
By the way, your voice is missing.
Alexa, off. Sorry. Okay, let's go ahead and extend our legs. So if you have tight hips, might have right about at that point started to feel them tensing up a little bit, so just straighten them out. We're going to continue with that chest opener. You're going to take your hands behind you. You're going to have your fingertips facing out or facing in. We're actually not going to put really any pressure on our wrists, so do what feels comfortable for you. So take those hands behind you. Same movement here. You're going to lift your chest. Hold for a few breaths. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Maybe you take the head back. Maybe you don't. Again, up to you. Think of really pushing that chest up, even if it's slightly uncomfortable. Just feel that stretch in your chest, but also in your shoulders. 1 more. And on the exhale, we just walk our hands towards our toes. For me, it's just past my knees. Maybe you're using a strap. So you should feel a gentle stretch behind those legs. 1 more. And then let's go back and forth between these 2. You can go at your own pace. Maybe you just hold each one for 1 breath. Inhale and exhale. Maybe you hold each one for a few breaths, just moving back and forth, in and out between these 2. Maybe closing your eyes here feels good. Nice and gentle. And we'll do 2 more. On that last one, you're going to hold that forward fold and hang out there for a couple breaths. Take 2 more deep breaths in this forward fold, not forcing yourself to reach for your feet, but just allowing your body to land where it does. And on your last breath here, reaching an inch further. 1 inch further, inhale. And exhale. And then slowly come on up. Let's come into, I call this an S6. You're going to have that right leg in front, your left leg behind. Okay, so we're just going to get a nice stretch to the side body and through the hips. Right leg in front, left leg behind. We're going to take that left arm up. Inhale, and then exhale, we're going to reach all the way over to that right side. Let's do this 3 more times. Inhale before we hang out here for a few breaths. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. So still keeping our chest open towards the front. Here's our last one. So here, maybe you lower down onto your elbow. A little bit more of a stretch here. So our chest, shoulders are still open. Now in your next breath, I want you to rotate down and reach for the floor. Far down as you can. Great place to use a block. If you want more of a stretch, reach towards the back, towards that diagonal. Back behind you, you add a little twist there, you're gonna feel a little more in your side body. Hold this for 2 more breaths. All right, very slowly walk those hands back up. We'll just do a gentle counter twist. Just gonna reach behind for that foot, that ankle. Other hand just gently presses onto your knee. I want you to sit up nice and tall, lengthen your spine, and then add a little bit of a twist over your shoulder here. One more breath. And then back to the center. Perfect. So now we're going to switch. Bring those legs in front and other side. So now left leg is in front, right leg is behind. Call it sort of, look at, I guess a pretzel, I call it an S-sit. Same thing here. We're going to now reach that right arm over to the left side. 4 times through. Inhale and exhale. Want to create a little bit of dynamic movement before we just go right into holding a static stretch. Want to make sure that our body is a little warm before we do that. So one more time, inhale and exhale. And we're just going to hang out here. Keep that arm lifted first for a couple more breaths and keep your shoulders lifted. Inhale and exhale one more before we just collapse to the floor. And then you can go ahead and rotate down, face the floor, and hang out right here. So hopefully you're feeling that stretch in your side body. Again, if you want a little more, you just reach towards that back diagonal. Be gentle on your body. Be mindful of how you're feeling here. Don't want to be in any pain when we're stretching. If it's a little uncomfortable, that's okay. Maybe that just means you worked really hard this week and you're just feeling that stretch. So one more breath, either on the side or reaching towards that back diagonal. Relax the head. And then inhale, slowly walk back up. And we're going to do that counter twist on our exhale over that right shoulder. You're going to take that hand towards your heel, your foot, or on the floor behind you. Opposite hand, you can just gently press it into the knee. We're going to stack our spine first, lengthen, relax the shoulders, and then exhale, we look over the opposite shoulder. Just a few breaths. One more. And then slowly back to the center. Perfect. Let's come into the tabletop position and build a little more heat in the body. Feel free to add extra support for your knees at any time by maybe placing an extra mat on the floor or rolled up towel. So we're on our hands and our knees here. And on our inhale, we go into our traditional cat-cow. So you drop the belly, you lift it up, and tailbone. Just like how we started class. And then exhale, round the spine. Touch the chin. Cycle through this. And in this tabletop, I want those feet flat. We don't want you to tuck your toes. Relax your shins, relax your feet, nice and flat. That might be a stretch for you. So a couple of cat-cows, again at your own pace, taking your time here, getting a nice stretch for that low back. Perfect. And then I'll have you do 2 more, and then just come into a neutral spine once you're done. 2 more. Last one here. And then just come back to that neutral spine when we're done. So now we're just going to rock forward and back. We're going to extend first our right leg straight back. Now I want you to tuck your toe. Right leg is back, and we're going to rock forward, inhale, and exhale back. Just a few times, you're going to feel that stretch right behind that leg. Keep it nice and straight. Back is flat. We're just going forward to stretch out the wrist, and then back to press into that heel. Inhale and exhale. Perfect. 2 more. Last one. All right, and then we'll switch. Same thing on the left. Just a couple times. That leg extended is nice and straight, and you're just shifting your weight forward and back. Perfect. Let's do 2 more. Last one. All right, let's get that heat building. So back to neutral, tabletop. You're now going to do your opposite arm and leg reach. We'll start with that right arm, left leg. So inhale, you're going to extend through your fingertips and your toes. Keep that back flat. Exhale back down and then switch. Inhale, reach, and exhale. Back moves a little bit, but the goal is to keep it fairly quiet and still. Inhale, extend, exhale down. Starting to build the heat. Starting to get a little warmer. Keep moving. I want you to tuck your hips under just a tiny bit. Turn on those core muscles. We're going to need them in our next exercise. Let's do 1 more on each side. Inhale. Exhale. Keep your neck long. Last one. Perfect. Let's sit back to a child's pose. Knees wide, feet together before we go into our next exercise. Just sit back into those hips. Extend those arms. Relax the head in between your arms. Great place to come to anytime during class. All right, let's come back up to neutral spine. So now we're really going to build a heat. Okay? So for this one, we're going to turn on those glute muscles. I want you to extend your left arm and your right leg. Okay? So now what you're going to do is open them out to the side. So that arm is going to come down towards your hip, and your foot, your leg is going to come towards your shoulder. As you inhale, and then exhale, bring it back. Let's do it a couple more times. Inhale. Hand comes to your hip, foot comes to your shoulder, exhale. Keep the arm and leg straight. Inhale and exhale. Ooh, that's tricky, right? 2 more. Inhale and exhale. Ooh, last one. Inhale and exhale. Perfect. Other side. Left leg, right arm. Inhale, that hand comes down towards your hip, foot comes towards your shoulder, and then exhale. And then again, inhale. Maybe one side's a little tighter than the other, that's okay. Keep your gaze in front. Inhale and exhale. This side's definitely harder for me. My leg does not move that much. Let's do 1 more. Inhale, open, and exhale. Perfect. All right, let's come sit back. Child's pose. We'll do it 1 more time. Sit back and hold. So just that small movement, I like to call it airplane. Sort of like your arms as you're flying like an airplane, like a wing. Small movement, but gets us really warm. The challenge is our balance and our core. So let's come back up. Same thing, we're gonna do 5 on each side. Imagine you're balancing your cup of coffee or water on your back. You wanna keep it nice and flat. All right, here we go. Right arm, left leg. Inhale, open. And exhale, close. And again, inhale. And exhale. 3 more. Inhale. Bringing that hand back towards your hip and foot towards your shoulder. Exhale, keep them straight. Inhale. And exhale. Let's do 1 extra one here. Inhale. And exhale. Whew. Okay, let's switch. Other side. Keep that neck nice and long. Inhale, open, and exhale. Much easier for me here. Inhale, and exhale. Tuck those hips. Keep your gaze slightly in front of your fingertips here. Back is flat. Inhale. Take it nice and slow. Exhale. We've got 2 more to go. Inhale, open. Good. Exhale. Beautiful. One last one. Inhale and exhale. Awesome. Child's pose. Great job, everyone. Flip those palms up and down if you'd like. Perfect. And then slowly come on up. So it was a great way to warm up those glutes and get us ready for our next exercise, which we did, I believe this wasn't last week, maybe a couple weeks ago. We're going to practice our iron cross again. You definitely want some extra support for your knees. I like to fold my mat. You have your blocks, go ahead and grab them. This is a lot of core and hip mobility. So if you have your blocks, they're on either side. We'll actually start with it on our right side though. So up here, this is our iron cross. We're going to do our side bend, extend, and a couple of different things while we're doing it, okay? So you know what's coming. So arms out. Take an inhale, want your shoulders up to your ears, and then exhale, tuck them down in your back pocket. And that's where they stay the whole time, okay? Zip up a tight pair of pants, so core is also working. We're gonna reach to that right side, inhale, exhale. So we'll just start with a side bend. Your hand, if it reaches to the floor or to the block, that's center inhale, and exhale. If you can reach the floor, then that's great. I just can't. Inhale and exhale. So I reach for, my block. But obviously you're gonna get more stretch if you're reaching for the floor. Again, just be mindful of your body. So you're almost sort of taking that rib cage and bringing it to your hips, right? Let's do 2 more. Think of a side bend. And keep those hips forward. 1 more. We're gonna hold this one. So this is challenging enough for you. You're gonna stay right here. If you want a little extra, you're gonna extend your left leg. And your hand is either on the floor or on a block. We're now in that side plank position, right? Okay, let's take our hand behind our ear. We're gonna try that side lift. I don't really wanna say crunch, it's a lift. So take an inhale, and then exhale, I want you to lift up. Move your hand away from the floor of the block. That's a little harder, right? Inhale. Now this is just optional. We're going to do this a couple. Exhale. Squeeze your glutes. Keep your hips forward. Inhale. Keep that extended leg straight. And exhale. Woo! Doing it right here and right here. Let's do 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Perfect. I'm down here, and let's just hold it. 1 last layer if you want. Lift that leg off the floor and hold it. So now we're working on that hip strength. Squeeze your glutes, keep holding it. Take your gaze up at your hands. Push your body to the front. Hold this for 4, 3, keep breathing, 2, and 1. Lower that foot. And then we're gonna slowly come back to the iron cross position. So gently bring that knee back down. Use your core. Gently, slowly lift yourself up. Inhale. Exhale, take a seat back. Ooh, good job. So here we get a nice stretch. You can do a forward fold if that feels good. Maybe you move your hips around a little bit. And we're feeling good. Good job. Okay, how's everyone doing so far? We're good? Okay, so of course, if we do on one side, we have to do on the other. So let's get to it. Come on up. Maybe do some hip circles. If any of that didn't feel good, you just stick to the stretch or come to that child's pose, right? Okay, iron cross. Shoulders up and into your back pocket. Perfect. Zip up, piece of string lifting you straight up. Inhale, let's reach over to that left side, and exhale. Just starting with the side stretch. That's the top. Inhale and exhale. Squeeze your glutes. Think of lifting your hips in a bridge, sort of that same feeling, because we don't want our hips to drop, right? We don't want this to happen. It's probably going to, right? You got to keep those hips forward. Again, reaching for the floor or your block. I use my block always. Whew. Okay, one more. And here's where we hold it. So a block, a bench, or if you're reaching for the floor, awesome. So you can stay right here or add that extension with the leg. Now that right leg. Might feel one side's a little tighter than the other, that's okay. You can move the hips around a little bit, but we don't want them dropping down, right? Stay right here. Keep those hips forward. All right, so now we're gonna take our hand to our ear, and we're gonna actually add that lift. It's gonna be a lot for these muscles, these obliques. Take an inhale, keep that chin and chest lifted. Exhale, you can push off that block or the floor, but very slowly come back down. We want little weight on that block, so just the core is doing the work. Woo, exhale, lift. There we go. Let's try two more. And maybe you just try one. Exhale, lift. Woo, one more. Inhale, that's on my weaker side. And exhale up. Perfect. Back here, just find that full extension. Try to get a little lower with my block. There we go. Hold that full extension. And then if you want that extra challenge, you're gonna lift that leg off the floor. I cannot on this side. I literally cannot lift my leg. My hip is so weak. But if you can, go ahead and lift that leg off the floor. And I want you to hold that for a few breaths. You keep your gaze up with your hand or your elbow. I want you to hold it for 4, lift and hold it for 3, keep breathing, 2, and 1. Slowly lower that foot back down. Come back to your iron cross slowly. Stack that shoulder right on top of your hips. Inhale and then exhale very gently. Sit back. Nice and gentle. Woo, good job. You can do a forward fold here. You can even sit on your block. It's really helpful for sensitive knees if you're not in that fully flexed position. Sit on that block while you're stretching. Let's take a few breaths here. So I'm doing this sort of child's pose on my block. Great job. Okay, 2 more breaths. And slowly walk those hands up. Okay, we're gonna get ready for a more traditional yoga flow. So if you have that mat folded, you can unfold it. Make sure you have room here. Let's come into our downward facing dog. Maybe your first one of the day. You're gonna spread the fingers, get into the top of your mat. Take an inhale, and then exhale, step back and press and lift your hips way up. Toe out your heels. Feel free to do whatever you'd like. In this down dog, our first one. So you can shift your hips, move your body around a little bit. Maybe it's a supported down dog with knees on the floor. All of that works. All of that works. Nudge your head yes. Shake your head no. Can you press your chest towards your thighs an inch more? Next, inhale, float forward into a plank, stacking your shoulders right on top of those wrists, taking your gaze slightly forward, zipping up the tight pair of pants and pulling that rib cage closer together. As you exhale, lower the knees without collapsing the upper body for a moment, and then we lower in one piece. Chaturanga, keep your elbows close in. Flatten your toes, shoulders and elbows back. Inhale, lift, baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Retuck the toes. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, back down dog. Let's do it again. Inhale forward to your plank, strong core. Stack the shoulders on the wrist. Press through the heels, legs are straight. Exhale, lower knees and then chest. Untuck the toes. Inhale, elbows in, lift up, baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Retuck the toes, inhale, press yourself back up. Exhale, down dog. Hold your down dog. Try to keep your elbows in when you do your chaturanga, when you lower to the floor. You don't want the elbows out to the side. And again, last time, inhale forward. Remember, elbows are back. Exhale, knees and chest. Shoulders out of your ears. Flatten the toes. Inhale, lift, baby cobra. Exhale, retuck the toes. Down dog. Or child's pose, right? Hold that there. Nice and warm. Okay, 2 more breaths in our down dog. Next, inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, walk, hop, or jump towards the front of your mat. Find a forward fold. Let it all go right here. Next breath, we take those arms up to standing. Nice and slow. Inhale. All the way up. Palms come together. Exhale, lower down. We'll go through a couple standing poses to keep building that heat and working on our core strength. Inhale, take those arms up. Maybe you lean back, do a little back bend there. Exhale, let it go. Up to you, right? Inhale, halfway lift. Hands to knees or shins. Push your heels into the floor and pull your shoulder blades together. Exhale, lower. Step that right foot back. Medium step back. Glue your heel into the floor. Lift the chest, arms up. Warrior one. Hold there. Warrior one right there. If you want a little extra, you can interlace your fingers and keep your thumb and pointer finger extended. Arms are glued to your ears. So much harder, but an option if you'd like to take it. Hold right here. One more breath, hips are forward. Inhale, we're gonna straighten that front leg, and then exhale, arms are gonna come down. We're gonna go into triangle pose. So inhale, reach towards that front foot, and then exhale. Take that hand to your knee, back hand comes to your hip, and I want you to stack your shoulder on top of your other shoulder as that twist. When you're ready, extend your back arm. Stack that wrist on top of your shoulder. Or, of course, you're always welcome in my class to find that spot against the wall and practice here. So if you don't have the wall, imagine that you are falling back into a wall. So I want you to open up even more in this triangle pose. And we're going to try something new. Inhale, I want you to take that top hand and reach down towards your front foot. Exhale, hold this right here. You can have a small little bend in your front leg. We're going to try revolve. So it's just going the opposite direction. So what you're going to do is take your left hand, bring it onto your hip, and now you're going to look over to the left side. Revolve. So just the opposite direction. And this is a lot harder. Hold that there. If you have the flexibility, you can extend your arm and stack it. So sort of reverse triangle. Hold this here. Press into those feet, both the front and the back. I know this is tricky. One more breath. Inhale, come back down. Awesome job. Exhale, I want you to bring those arms back up. Lift your back heel off the floor. Inhale. And then exhale, you're going to open up that back hip, your right leg. Because we're going to find warrior two. Bend your front knee and get nice and low. Arms are strong, shoulders out of our ears. So we have that front leg bent, back leg nice and straight. Take one more breath, warrior two. Inhale, flip that front palm. Exhale, take it back, peaceful warrior. Take your gaze up at your hands. One more breath. Inhale, cartwheel those hands down. Place them on either side of your foot. They can be on the floor or on blocks here. Stay in this low lunge. Dropping those hips, keeping your back leg nice and straight. Making sure not to round our shoulders or drop our chest. One more breath. Inhale here, and then exhale, you can step it back to your downward facing dog. Step it on back. Inhale forward to your plank, and exhale lower, chaturanga, knees and chest. Or all the way. Inhale, lift baby cobra, or maybe you're ready for upward facing dog. Your choice. Exhale, down dog, or a child's pose. Good job. I sometimes like to use a block when I go through that flow. Again, they just lift you up a little bit higher, especially if you have tight hamstrings. It's nice to use them there. Just make sure they're steady. One more breath, we'll do the same thing on the other side. You're in down dog or child's pose. Next breath, you're gonna bend your knees. Walk, hop, or jump. Inhale, exhale, come to that forward fold. Let it go here. Inhale takes us up to standing. Not too quickly. Take your time. Take your gaze up as you exhale. Bring your palms together and lower them down. All right, so same thing on the other side. You have those blocks handy if you want to use them. Inhale, arms up. Maybe do a little mini breath in there, and then exhale, let it go. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands to knees or shins, and you're pushing those heels into the floor. Pull your shoulder blades together. Inhale, and then exhale. Let's find warrior one on the other side. This time your left leg steps back. Medium step. Reach arms up, inhale. Exhale, hold. And that back foot is about a 45-degree angle. Maybe you squeeze those arms together and interlace your fingers. Keep your hips forward. Front knee slightly bent. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale, let's straighten that front leg. Open up towards the side and lower the arms. We're going to now go into triangle pose. Reach forward towards your front foot. Inhale. And then exhale. Hand on that knee, back hand on your hip. When you're ready to open a little bit more, extend your arm and stack that wrist on top of your shoulder. This time we're opening up towards the left side. You're gonna hold here for a few breaths. Let me see that triangle. Legs nice and straight. Or maybe you're using the wall, perfect. And you can keep that hand on your hip. All this depends on how your body's feeling this morning. Imagine I'm pulling that wrist back a little bit. One more breath. And then inhale, you're gonna take that hand down to the other hand. As you exhale, you can bend your front knee a little bit and get ready for the Revolve Triangle. So we're opening up towards the left. Now we're opening up towards the right. Take an inhale and then exhale, look to the right. You can start with your hand on your hip. If you have that flexibility, extend your arms straight. Is the reverse triangle. A lot harder. Hold this for 2 more breaths. You can bend that front leg. Whew. Keep reaching. 1 more. And then inhale, come on back. Perfect. Exhale, you can release. Let's bring those arms straight up on our next breath. Inhale. Lift that back heel off the floor. Get ready to open up your left hip. Exhale. Open up. Take a step back, find your wide warrior heel. Pressing into your back foot as much as your front, same amount of weight. Hold this here, nice strong warrior two pose. Push into that back foot. Take an inhale, flip the palm of that front hand, exhale, take it back. Take your gaze up, peaceful warrior. Add a little back bend. Big stretch. 1 more breath. Inhale, cartwheel those hands down. Take your hands on either side of your foot. You're in a low lunge. You could drop your knee if you like. If you're here, try to keep your back leg super straight and your chest up, hips down. Beautiful. Let's try 2 more breaths in this lunge. Getting a good stretch for those hips. Also building that strength in our lower body. And then go ahead and find your downward facing dog. Step it on back. Down dog. So any version of this sequence that you'd like. Maybe you add an extra push-up. Maybe you just find a child's pose. Up to you. Take your time. Inhale and exhale. Just meet back in down dog or child's pose when you're done. You're going to take 2 breaths there. All right, next one, we're going to bend those knees. Inhale. Exhale, walk up or jump. Come back to forward fold. Hang out here. Inhale, arms come up nice and tall. And we'll take our gaze up. Exhale, palms come together and we lower. We're going to go through that one more time, a tiny bit faster, and then we will end. So same sequence, inhale up a little bit faster, exhale. But as always, feel free to dial it back or even take it up a notch. Inhale, lift halfway, and exhale. Step that right foot back, arms up, warrior 1, and hold. Maybe interlace those fingers. Inhale, straighten that front leg. Exhale, arms come down. Get ready for triangle pose. Inhale and exhale. Just feel free to flow right into your pose. Follow along with me or go at your own pace. Stack that wrist on top of your shoulder. Get ready for a revolve triangle. Inhale, hand comes down. Exhale, reach over that opposite, other side. And hold it right there for a couple breaths. Let me see it. You can bend that front knee slightly. Nice, beautiful. I know this one's tricky. 1 more breath. Inhale, come back down. Exhale, release, reach the arms. Inhale, we're going to open up to warrior 2. Exhale. Push into your back foot. Same amount of weight in your back foot as your front. Inhale, flip that palm. Exhale, take it back. Peaceful warrior. Inhale, arms come down. Cartwheel them down. Exhale, hold the slow lunge. Keep your chest up, hips down. 1 more breath, inhale, and then exhale, step it back. Down dog. Whatever version you want to do here. Inhale and exhale. I'm going to move a little bit faster. Inhale and exhale. 1 more breath, and then we go right into that other side. So definitely feeling that heat build even more. Bend the knees, inhale. Exhale, walk up or jump, forward fold. Inhale, takes us to standing. Exhale, palms come together and lower. 1 more time through other side. Take it up. Inhale and exhale, let it go. Halfway, flat back. Pull your shoulder blades together and exhale, lower. Left leg, step it back. Warrior 1. Inhale and exhale, hold. Keep those hips tucked under just a little bit and stitch your ribcage together. Not forget the core. Inhale, straighten that leg. Exhale, arms come down. Get ready for triangle. Reach towards your foot and then flow right into it. Nice and gentle. So either your shoulder or your hand is stacked right on top of that shoulder there. As you're falling back, and then inhale, bring that hand down. Exhale, you extend the other hand. Maybe it's not a straight arm, maybe it's just a hand on the hip. We're rotating over that opposite shoulder and opposite side for revolve triangle. Take 2 more breaths here. I know this one's tricky. You got it. 1 more breath. And then inhale, come back down. Exhale. Release. Reach back up. Inhale. Lift that back heel. Open your hip. And then find warrior 2. Exhale. Shoulders right on top of your hips. Inhale, flip that palm. Exhale, take it back. Peaceful warrior 1 last time. And then inhale, cartwheel those hands down. Exhale, hold this low lunge. Hips down, chest up. Press through that heel. And then step it on back. Down dog. And go through this one more time. And in child's pose. So once you're done, find your child's pose. Take a couple breaths. Good job, everybody. In child's pose, your knees are wide as the mat. Your feet are together. On your next breath, you're just going to walk those hands over to the right diagonal. Maybe bring your nose to your knee. Take an exhale. Inhale back to the center. Exhale, walk it to the left as far as you can go. And then exhale. Take it back to the center. Walk those hands up. Awesome job. Gently come to a seated position. And then we're going to roll over and come down into our back. So make your way there. Nice and gentle. Nice and slow. Once you're down on your back, you're going to hug your knees into your chest. Let's just let our body decompress here for a moment. Rock side to side. Wiggle your toes and circle your ankles. And stay there for a moment. Maybe making circles in one direction with your legs. Sort of feeling that gentle massage on your back. And then reverse the direction of the circle as you go down there. All right, we're going to come into a spinal twist. Let's hug our right knee into our chest. Extend your left leg all the way down the floor. Keep it flat and relaxed. Right knee into the chest. I want your hands underneath that knee. The right knee in. You're going to make little circles here with that right knee. Keep your upper body relaxed the whole time. Reverse those circles. So just three or four in each direction. And then take that hand on top of your knee. Open it out to the side. External rotation. Place your other hand on your other hip. Keep your hip bones on the floor. You don't want the hips to come off the floor for this one. And then we're going to move it across the body. Use your left hand to pull it across the body. Here comes that twist. Extend that opposite arm, should be your right arm, and look over that shoulder for a twist as you gently pull that knee in the opposite direction. Very slowly come back to the center. We'll do the same thing on that other side. So extend that right leg nice and long. Left knee into the chest. You're going to reach underneath that knee. Create a couple of circles in each direction here. Allow that right leg to relax. And then open that up out to the side. External rotation, keeping the other hip on the floor. So let's stretch in your inner thighs and your hips. And then let's gently pull it across the body with that right hand. And then extend that opposite arm. That left arm, look over that shoulder. Hold here for a gentle twist. If it feels better for both knees to be bent, you can go ahead and do that. And then very slowly back to the center. Let's finish with happy baby. You're going to bring those knees into your chest. You're going to reach to the outsides of your feet, your toes, and then gently just extend your legs or your feet up towards the ceiling. And if it feels good, you can rock side to side. Maybe a straddle feels good. Feel free to extend those legs straight, up to you. And when you're ready, just gently bring those feet back together, lower to the floor. Feel free to do one more stretch. Maybe your favorite stretch, one that we missed today, or maybe an inversion, you'd like to do a bridge, whatever you'd like. And then we're going to end in just a Shavasana relaxation pose. So go ahead and just find whatever that is for you. You're going to close your eyes. I'm going to turn up the music just a tiny bit. focus on your breathing. Place your hand on your chest, maybe the other one on your belly. Maybe curled up in a fetal position feels good for you. Whatever feels good, do it. Close your eyes. Slowly start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Slowly and gently move your head from right to left. Bend to your knees, place your feet on the floor, just gently windshield wiper the legs side to side. And then draw those knees into your chest, give yourself a big hug, tell yourself something nice. And then roll over to your side. Gently press yourself up and come to a comfortable seated position. Whatever that is for you. Cross-legged or resting on your shins, whatever you'd like. And then once we're there, we're going to take a nice deep inhale, reaching our arms up. Good deep breath, exhale, let it go. One more time. Inhale, arms up, palms come together. As we exhale, we'll lower them down to heart center. Close your eyes for a moment. Expressing gratitude for showing up to class and making that time for you. And then we'll say namaste to one another. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining. Happy Friday. Go ahead and drop your site name into the chat box if you haven't already. And I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Great job, everybody.